Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show. Don't touch that remote, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen, I got my guest today. Comes all the way from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and the coal regions. In coal regions is very important. Years ago, we used to warm our house and do our cooking with the coal. So, so we're going to talk a little bit about the coal regions, and we're going to talk about people helping people. And my guest today, I guess, has spent her whole life doing that, and she's just blooming into a career and doing a lot of work helping people. And that's what this show's all about. So, my guest today, and you're going to tell me who you are, tell them real loud what your name is.
I am Nina Cecilia Datas.
All right, now, you're a college graduate. Right?
I am.
And you graduated what college?
My undergraduate is Catholic University of America, and my master's is Marywood University.
And you mastered in what?
Public administration.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to go in and ask how many degrees you got.
Okay.
Because I do that. One guy told me how many degrees. He had so many degrees, they called him kid thermometer, So I want to know what you do, what your job is, and how you're helping people. Okay. And I guess maybe our story should begin on how you got started in helping people. And I think, me being a former police officer, when you told me this story, I kind of relate to this, that, it gives you a feeling. So tell me, when you were going to college, you were working on a job as a waitress to help pay your expenses. Now, right. So what happened?
So I was working as a waitress in a restaurant in Northeast Washington, D.C., as you mentioned, and it was Palm Sunday 2003, where unfortunately 3 of my coworkers were killed in a robbery.
Murdered?
They were murdered. Right.
Shot.
In a robbery gone bad. They were actually executed in our walk-in freezer. And it was terrible. It shocked Catholic University. It shocked the little quaint neighborhood of Northeast DC where the restaurant sat for decades. So it was just a really devastating thing.
Well, now you tell me you didn't get shot
because,
tell me why.
I wasn't there. It was
You were
Sunday
supposed to
morning.
work that day.
I was supposed to work that day.
That's almost like a plane crashes and you missed the plane and the plane crashed.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! So
Absolutely.
somebody up there likes you and took care of you.
Yeah, somebody up there
Now,
definitely likes me for some reason.
That started the spark plug, got you started. As a result of this, 3 of your co-workers murdered, and you had to live with that and go to college, get an education. So this gave you an opportunity, or it opened the door for what did you do?
A lot of us working at the restaurant went through a debriefing counseling session, all of us together, since we lost those so close to us. And that was when I decided that once I graduated college, I wanted to work with people who have lost a loved one to a crime, to homicide, or people who have survived a crime, such as sexual abuse, right. And other types of abuse and robbery cases. So that's what I did. I left when I graduated in 2005. I moved back to northeastern Pennsylvania, where my family is from, and I started working as a crime victims counselor, specializing.
Crime victim counselor.
Right.
So what did you do?
So those who have survived a crime or lost a loved one due to a homicide or a crime would connect with us so that we can provide them with one-on-one counseling, 24-hour hotline intervention if they should need us, at all hours of the morning, in the middle of the night. We also would accompany them to court, because a lot of times they are either witnesses in court or they want to be there to see all of the legal proceedings.
System to testify.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And or even just to be present. And that's not easy when it involves somebody so close to you, of course.
Right.
So we're there to explain the legal process to them, and also for just encouragement and support from start to finish for as long as they need us, really.
Your education helped you with that?
It did.
That field.
Absolutely.
All right, from there, you got yourself involved in fundraising and
I did.
grant writing, you know, that's a special talent. Everybody's looking for someone that can do that, you know. In fact, we could use somebody around here. So we have a theater here in Norristown. We're going to talking about getting some fundraising and all, but we'll talk about that later.
Good.
Now, so tell me, you have some things there. Tell me what that is.
Yes.
Want to hold one up?
Sure.
Hold it up.
Right now, I am with the United Way of Wyoming Valley. I serve as their current Vice President of Resource Development. And the United Way, I'm sure, is kind of a household name. It's been around a long time, and it's also a nationwide nonprofit, but with different sectors. So although it's a nationwide organization, it breaks down into smaller ones so that they can fundraise in that community for that community.
Right.
So I'm with the United Way of Wyoming Valley, which is based in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
And it's kind of a very neat and exciting time to be with them because the United Way of Wyoming Valley has been around for almost 100 years.
Well, this is like Wyoming Valley, right?
Right.
That's what county is that? That's
Luzerne County.
Luzerne. Oh yeah. When I was a
Yes.
county detective, I knew the county detectives there and all. A lot of fun, you know.
It is.
Yeah, Luzerne County. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they told me one time, one of the county detectives, and I said to him, I said, tell me, well, your judges. A lot of times the judges say some funny things, you know, in the courtroom. He says, well, he says, this judge, he had this guy come before him, and he said, you know, you come before me so many times, you know. He says, and I've been on this bench now for a long time. I'm getting mellow, you know. So I don't know how to sentence you. So I'm going to sentence you so the time you will get mellow in prison, you know. So I said, well, how about that, you know. So I have a lot of good friends up in that area, you know. My brother Tony was a professional fighter and fought up there. All right, tell me what else.
Sure. I am also involved with important and new fundraising cause, and that is the Jennifer Sederi Memorial Foundation. And Jennifer Sederi was a young lady who last year, just a couple weeks after graduating medical school, unfortunately passed away. So I'm working with her family and friends of the family to raise money in her honor for causes that she really believed in, and that is scholarships for medical school, scholarships for other medical careers. She loved working with children and helping children. So a lot of our causes, our fundraising is also pediatric focused. So
if somebody wanted to donate it, even though you say, well, it's up in Hazleton, but you might have relations that or friends up there that maybe want to give a donation.
Absolutely.
So how can they send it? Who do they send it to?
We actually just built a website. So it would be www.drjenshope.org. So, and they can donate right through that page and hear more about the story and all of the good fundraising efforts.
She has
that
a
we're
website,
doing.
right?
Yes.
Repeat that again.
drjenshope.org.
Okay, good. She's a nice looking lady, you know.
She was a beautiful young lady.
All right, now what else we got here?
And then...
You know, you're a busy kid.
I am busy.
Right.
Last we have Marley's Mission. I just joined the board of directors at Marley's Mission, and I thought it was a very...
What's this?
Marley's Mission.
Horses healing children.
Yes.
I know.
It's a really different and phenomenal concept, and it's equine-based therapy, and that's working with horses. So using horses to help the children through their traumatic event. Usually it's child victims of physical and sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And other child survivors of trauma, and they use the horses in the counseling process. So
well, they use dogs too, no?
Some
I see in the
people do,
nursing
I'm
homes, I
sure.
see the dogs come in
Absolutely.
and it helps out, you know.
Sure, it builds confidence.
But a horse, you know, you don't see a horse that often. So if
No.
you get a horse that close to you, you're going to appreciate it, I guess.
It's really a phenomenal new organization and really a different concept. And the results have been tremendous. Just children gaining confidence and a sense that somebody, the horse is helping them, yet needs them. It just really helps the healing process. And
The horse there reminds you of Hopalong, catch it easy. That's an Italian cowboy. All right, put them over there. Now,
Okay.
We're jumping all over. You know, you got so much to talk about. Now, how about this here? Now, we talk about the coal mines, you know. You told me an interesting story about the high school. Tell me a high school, how that high school originated.
Yes. It's actually my high school and the high school that my father
Where?
went to and my sisters in Freeland,
Freeland.
Pennsylvania. Right.
Okay.
And it's MMI Preparatory School, and MMI stands for the Mining and Mechanical Institute. And
Was it like a tech school?
no, it's not a tech school. That stems from the reason the school was founded. It was founded in 1889 as a night school for miners.
Oh.
So that while the coal miners were working in the mines during the day, they go to school at night so that they can learn more about the mining process or learn to become
For promotion?
exactly promotion to a foreman or whatever
Right,
the
yeah.
supervisor title was
Safety,
in
too.
the mining days. Absolutely.
100%. Safety.
Absolutely.
Like in coal miners down in, where was it? Wasn't Venezuela? No, it's down there. Lima? No, well, whatever. It was South America where miners were stuck in the mine
Oh,
down there,
right,
remember?
right. Yes.
Yeah. And so, all right. Now, what else about this? Now, what's this?
So
It's a gift to me,
That's
right?
a gift to you. I brought you a copy of.
You also brought some pizza over here
I
too,
did.
right?
I
And we're
brought
going to
you-
share it with the students.
I brought you all sort of Hazelton goodies that our region is known for, and I brought you a copy of the Molly Maguire movie. And the Molly Maguire movie is a Sean Connery film from the 1970s, and the storyline is about kind of a secret society of miners. So it's almost a miners mafia.
Tough guys, the organization.
Very,
yeah.
very tough guys.
Everybody, once they get make it hell. Who allows them to get strong like that? So it takes two to tango. Crooked politician and they become powerful.
That's true.
That's what happens there.
Absolutely. And this film was very well known back in the day and was actually filmed right in my area. So they built a coal breaker. I couldn't think of it at first. For the film, and everything was filmed right in the little town of Eckley, which is a coal mining right next to Freeland.
They filmed it right there.
Yes.
Right.
So that was very exciting back in the day.
But do you have in your family? You back your grandpop or was in the miners?
Actually, my great uncle, my grandmother's brother, drove a coal truck for all of his life, helping in the mines. So we actually don't have miners really in our family. My grandfather on my father's side laid brick and concrete his whole life.
Your grandfather?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
now, your grandfather, I think, is famous, okay?
I think he is too.
He's a structure, what do they call it? The lion, the Penn State, the logo.
Yes.
The lion like that. It's made of stone.
Concrete.
Concrete. And he did it, right?
Yes, he did. That's the lion in the Penn State Hazelton
And you can see that on,
campus.
how can, if somebody wants to see it, on your Facebook or what?
It's on my Facebook page, or I'm sure you could Google it. But it's not in main campus. It's the Penn State Hazelton campus.
Yeah.
And he did all of the brick and the handiwork around the lion, which is the focal point of their campus. He will be 86 this month,
Wow.
actually. And
Well,
he's still
I'm
going
90,
strong.
so you got to respect
You
his
have him
elders.
beat. You do have him beat.
Right,
So,
right. Now tell me about your dad. What's he do?
My father's a great guy. Currently, he's serving as the Chief Financial Officer for Citerio USA, and Citerio is an Italian meat company.
Like cold cuts?
Yep, a lot of salami, prosciutto.
Hey, me gombari, se wassanari, zona. We got what? Salami, capogoal.
Capocoal, they're very known for their prosciutto, bresaola, and actually all of the plants are mainly in Italy. So the plant in Little Old Freeland is the plant that provides all of the product for all of North America. Wow. And actually back when Citerio came to Freeland, I'm not sure, maybe in the 1950s, 60s,
Yeah.
Freeland was actually chosen because of the high elevation point. It's kind of in the
Temperature.
The Poconos. Well, more for elevation because of dry curing meat. They liked the air and the elevation, so that's why they chose Freeland back when Citerio decided to have a plant.
I met you and your dad at the Pat Mascara's Christmas party.
Yes.
And we were sitting there, and the table, and I was eating a little bit of salami or something. You know, it's a great, great party. And you start talking about what you do and what your dad does and all. And I said, come on my show, you know, and here we are. So, and you have so much. Now, tell me about grant writing. That's a technique, or what is it? There's not that many people can do that, right?
It's not the easiest thing, but once you get the knack of it, it becomes pretty easy.
Yeah.
I like to think that I really enjoy it. Maybe that makes me a little bit of a nerd, but you know, there's a lot of grant and fundraising opportunities out there, and a lot of foundations and even corporations that fund specific projects. So when you want to fund or you want to write a grant for a specific project or a specific cause, you obviously have to find somebody with the same interests. And after that, it's pretty much just explaining what you'd like to do with the money.
How about theater? You know, I like theater. You know, and here in Norristown we have a center theater, and I think a theater in a town, it helps bring people different clientele, I would call it. You know, and it helps not build, but bring good restaurants, because people like to have a little dinner before or after the theater. And so I think we're working along with it, and we're going to have to someday, maybe we'll call you up and say, give us help out in some way.
Sure.
You know, I think that would be great. You know, so all right, now you right now what's on the front burner for you?
The front burner. Oh, can I say more than one thing? I never do one thing. My job is really taking a different spin. After almost 100 years, the United Way has chosen to change its strategic planning model. So we've chosen the topic of, or the cause, I should say, of childhood poverty. In Luzerne County, 25% of the children living in Luzerne County live below the poverty line. So that's an enormous problem in our area.
Yeah.
So after a number of studies and surveys, and when we discovered just how bad the problem was, we said, you know, hold a minute, we need to do something about this. So I'm working very hard to create the correct messaging for this campaign, as that'll kick off in probably August. So it's really gearing up, my work life is gearing up for my busy campaign season. It's a change in direction, and it's all about helping people, but not only helping them right now, but in the future. You know, it's kind of the concept of, instead of giving a man a fish, you know, don't give him a fish, teach him how to fish. You know, so it's kind of that self-sustaining is what will ultimately solve the problem.
Right.
You know, you don't want to put a Band-Aid on it. You want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Right.
So it's.
Now, what other outfits did you involved with fundraising? Golf outings and stuff like that?
Yep.
Tell me some of these things that you do.
Sure. we just planned the Marley's Mission Golf Tournament. That will be in August. You know, as far as the Jennifer Sideri part that I'm involved with, we have a motorcycle run. We also have a golf tournament for that foundation.
What do you do for the golf tournament?
Me personally, I'm not a golfer. So
Me either.
So all of my work for the golf tournament happens beforehand, and that's getting all of the sponsorship
that's
together. Absolutely. You know, it's advertising the event. It's bringing sponsors in so that we have whole sponsors and tent sponsors or whatever the case might be, and also, of course, attracting the golfers. So I like doing special events like that, you know, whether it's golf tournaments or galas.
How about banquets?
Banquets, yes.
And then
yes.
you have to do about the celebrities, where they're seated.
Sure, absolutely. Right? You got to have all the good guys in the front. And you can do silent auctions.
The most important, if the guy, the king, is over here and he has a guest, the most important guest is always on the left-hand side. You know why? Because if he's on this side and it's going to be assassinated, he can't use the dagger. This way he can stab a guy. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh.
That's what I read in the paper, not a paper, in the book. It says about seating, because the guy was always afraid that they were going to come here and assassinate him. So he made sure that he could stab this way he couldn't do it. So, but it's always to the left of me. So, I don't know. That's something different.
Okay.
Remember that, okay?
I'll try.
Right. All right. Now, you have a vacation home?
My parents do.
Yeah. Where's that at?
That's in Rincon, Puerto Rico.
Yeah. You go down there periodically or what?
I try to get there once or twice a year. My parents go as often as they can, probably about 5 times a year.
They play golf down there?
No, my parents aren't golfers.
No?
You know, they
No.
like to walk and bike and play tennis, but no golf in our family, really.
Right. Well, my friend Jake Wagner, I emailed you something about, he's doing something about golfers that can
Right.
go into private country clubs, you know, something new, you know. And I think it's interesting because there's not that many golf courses around, and then some of them are private, and the guy can't go there. But now he's working along with the golf courses that they can go and play there and not have to join to pay big money, you know.
That's a good idea.
I think it's a good program, you know, because I think maybe now the golf courses are hurting now because you know, the economy. Before the guy, a corporation would hire the guy. You have to belong to the country club. You got to ba ba boom, ba ba boom. Now ba ba boom, they ain't got nothing.
Yeah, golf isn't the cheapest sport.
Yeah, so I would say play bocce. Don't worry about
There
it.
you go.
Good old bocce, you know. So, all right, now tell me, growing up in the coal regions, what was the most important thing about you growing up, or not important thing, but your family? Tell me something about your family growing up.
Absolutely. I'm the oldest of 3 girls, so I have 2 younger sisters.
What's their names?
Maria and Gabrielle.
Maria?
Maria and Gabrielle. And they're phenomenal. So I guess the most important part about growing up was being a big sister and being part of a family. You know, and they're phenomenal young women. And they're just, Gabrielle is a buyer for Burlington Coat Factory. She lives in Philadelphia.
Oh.
And Maria is a telemetry nurse in northern New Jersey. So
Right. What's the biggest rewards working for United Way? What's the biggest rewards you've had?
Well, it might sound corny, but it's helping people, you know, and seeing the impact that my work has in the community. So, and everybody, the United Way is a big convener of people. You know, it's bringing people together to help one another. So it's not any one person doing any one thing. It's convening a group of people together so that we can all help the people in our community as well as make our community better that we all live in. So it's a really, really neat cause.
How do you choose charities that are from you know, you work with? How do you choose them? They call you, you call them, you recommend it. What's scoop?
Well, as far as how I became at the United Way.
You advertise?
You mean for positions?
You have a website?
We have a website. Yep, absolutely.
What's your website?
Our website is unitedwaywb.org.
Okay, and that goes to you?
Yes, yes.
And that's all Wyoming Valley?
That's right.
Well, what's the biggest rewards, you say?
Really just seeing the difference that our work makes and seeing the camaraderie of everybody together to help one another for the same cause of making our community better and lifting people out of poverty, improving the area in which we live. And it's not any one person doing it,
Right.
it's all of us together. So
Right.
I think that's the greatest part of it.
You had a guy was up there, the mayor or something. He was, and then now he become a senator or something. He was very controversial, and he did some. I forget the guy's name, but now I think he's a congressman in Hazleton. There was some kind of something was going on in town or so, but I don't know. I guess maybe there's you.
Yeah,
you're not a politician.
I'm not the biggest one on politics. I can't say I am.
Yeah. All right, so you travel. How much do you travel? Like in a week or month or so?
For work, no, I don't really travel too much for work because all of my work is done, you know, inside our community. I have a boyfriend that lives in Bordentown, New Jersey.
What's his name?
His name is Scott.
Boyertown.
Bordentown.
Oh, Bordentown, New Jersey.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You're
Right.
going to go there now?
Yep, I'm on my way there
Oh,
after
okay.
you.
Stop.
And I try to get to Puerto Rico once or twice a year, like I said. So
Yeah.
little day trips. I enjoy hiking. So, you know, trying to find different.
What kind of sports you like?
I'm a tennis player.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a tennis player. Yeah.
Tennis? And how about football, baseball?
I follow basketball a little. Scott has gotten me into watching the Denver Nuggets.
Oh,
so apparently I'm a Denver Nuggets fan now. You know, if you would have told me that 5 years ago, I wouldn't have
How about
believed
boxing?
you.
No?
I can't say I fought. My grandfather, actually, I remember growing up, my grandfather used to watch boxing, but I can't say I ever got into
No.
really understanding it
Let
too
me
much.
ask you something now. We at the theater here in Norristown. If you were going to help us, how could you help us to get some ideas? Could you lay something out for us? Maybe if we touch base later on.
Yeah, sure. I can come. You know, come one
Pro
day.
bono. We know we don't have no money.
I'm not charging it. I know.
No, we
I
got-
know nonprofits and the finances in nonprofits. That's not a problem. But I guess the first couple of steps for your theater group or any smaller nonprofits would be to look what you're already doing and how to make it better. You know, why reinvent the wheel if you can just make the wheel better?
Right.
You know, so taking a look at your mailing list. Are you contacting donors? Are you mailing donors? If you are, great. Well, how about emailing them as well?
Right.
You know, if you have a fundraiser throughout the year, how can we improve that? And if you're not doing some of those things, then it's time to add something fresh. But I think the first part is an analysis of what you're doing and how to make that better.
Right.
And then once you do that, it's incorporating something else. You know, a golf tournament, a gala. You know,
Yeah.
maybe charging more
Right,
money
right,
for
right.
your plays
Right,
and
how
what you're
about-
already
how
doing.
about grant
Grant writing, absolutely.
grant writing, because I guess I know I was chairman of the Columbus Monument, and there was funds come out of Harrisburg under Park and Recreations,
Yep.
under monuments. There's a lot out there that we
Absolutely.
were getting money
that
from.
a lot of people don't know about. So
Right.
for your theater group, you would be more in the grouping of like arts and culture. So, you know, always looking locally as well as statewide about grant opportunities that might, you know, be in line with your mission and the arts and bringing people together to enjoy each other.
Well, let me say this. I'm going to talk to John Doyle, our
Okay.
director. You know, he's the top guy on that. He's a regular showman, and we're going to talk. Maybe if you can come back and help us, we'll
Sure.
work along. We got a nice committee of people. The editor of the newspaper is on the committee. I'm on the advisory board, and you could be a big help. You come
I'd
here,
be happy to.
and we'll work something out.
Okay.
Okay? So,
You got it.
Nina, yeah, Nina. Thank you so much for coming down
Thank you
here.
for having me.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing us to come into your home. And great personality here, experience, and she's using her experience to help other people. And that's so much in demand today. So until we meet again, keep bobbing and weaving. And for my Hispanic friends, adios amigos. And for my Italian friends, hey, goodbye. Okay, thank you very much,
Awesome,
Nina.
Hank. Thank
know,
you.
Nino, Tony, Anthony, and Nino. That's three names for my grandson is named Anthony, and Tony is a nickname for Anthony.
Right.
And then Nino is, I don't know where that came from, but Nino, Malandrino. Okay, thank you.
good.
And
Thank
again,
you.
thank you. God
Thank you,
bless
Hank.
you. Okay, go. Adios.